And we welcome you back to the Charleston RiverDogs Insider Podcast. Max Tanzer here, joined alongside Blake Morgan, who's off to an incredible start with Charleston this season. Blake, thank you so much for taking the time and joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, let's sum up the season so far. What a run it's been for you. Drafted last year in the 19th round, starting the Florida Complex League, shove there, get the promotion. You've continued to dominate here at the single A level. Just how would you sum it up so far? I feel like we're out of the small sample size territory. This has been a long stretch for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Really just taking it day by day, outing by outing. Same way I was in the FCL. It's very easy to, be frustrated with the situation that you're put in. I tried to, put that behind me as quick as possible and just do what I can and force the organization's hand to, give me my opportunity, and I'm making the most of it. So it's been great.
Yeah, and for those who aren't familiar in the FCL, you're only playing day games, right? I guess maybe if they have you in the spring training complex, it's at night. You're on these caged-in backfields, kind of like a high school field, right? I guess groomed really nicely. But how do you kind of develop a mindset there when you're pitching really not in front of many people? It's hot and humid out there and so forth.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. First couple outings, I found it hard to pitch for the team. It's tough to think about, okay, I'm pitching to win here, because it's there's no scoreboard out there. You don't really know what the score is half the time. People have slotted innings. They know when they're going in the game and things like that. So it was tough to make it a real get the adrenaline going and me versus the hitter. And so that was tough my first few outings. And then obviously we were gifted with a great FCL team, and we started winning some games. And I was like, wow, we're a pretty solid team. And I started thinking okay, what if I stop thinking about pitching for myself and think about, I'm pitching to win a game, and it's that changed everything for me. And obviously being here, it's much easier to do that here than it was in the FCL. But yeah, that's been working. So.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys who were in the Complex League are now up with the RiverDogs, of course, here. I'm sure more of those guys will continue to come up too. Let's go through that first outing you had in Columbia. I didn't honestly know much about you coming into that start, did a little bit of research and so forth, and you dominated. It was incredibly impressive. What was it like for you to be able to make a statement like that in your first single A start with a full season affiliate?
Definitely great. I didn't have any expectation going into it. Like I said, I was just taking it day by day, outing by outing, and I was very lucky to get my opportunity, and I wanted to make the most of it, of course, perform to the best of my ability. But I know to do that, it's just stay within myself and, just be me, and that's what I was trying to do. So,
was there anything that surprised you or caught you off guard, maybe in a good way, between the difference in the FCL and single A? Obviously, I'm sure you're expecting bigger ballpark, more fans, but was there anything else that you weren't expecting?
Honestly, no, not too much. It was a little overwhelming at first. It just felt like it was my first time ever pitching in front of fans, because it had been a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But no, nothing out of the ordinary. I felt like once I got through the first inning, put up my first zero, I gained some confidence and was able to settle in from there.
Yeah, and then I want to talk about, too, your presence on the mound. We talked about it a little bit in one of those in-game interviews. I love how, after a punch-out, you're hopping around, you're walking off the mound with a little bit of swagger, too. Is that on purpose? Is that kind of just you're a gamer, you're in the mode and so forth?
Yeah, I would definitely consider myself a gamer. I think it's just once I get out there, I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. I'm just kind of acting a fool and dancing around and just trying to stay loose. So that's just part of staying loose and keeping my head in the right space.
Yeah, is there anyone you've watched pitch before that maybe you picked that up from or anything like that?
I actually watched one of my closest friends in college. I watched him struggle for his first 2 years of college. His second year was much better, and then he came back for his junior year, and he just finally decided it was time to let everything go, and he just had a blast out there, and he was awesome all year long. Ended up getting drafted by the Red Sox, and now he's already in high A. Got drafted the same year as me, and he's been great. So that was a good inspiration for me. I always kind of tried to pitch that way, but just seeing him be able to drop all the stress and nerves that he was dealing with and just go out and have a good time, that opened up even more for me. So
yeah, just go out and ball out. Yeah. So let's now go back to the beginning of your baseball career. You were born in Voorhees. You said it was Marlton, New Jersey, where you grew up.
Correct.
So I know you played basketball and baseball growing up. Which one came first? Which one was your favorite? What was the development of you as an athlete?
So first actually came soccer.
Okay.
I played that up until 5th grade. I was also playing some basketball and baseball at the time. I was good at soccer. I was fast as a kid, and then kind of lose some speed as you get older and the field gets bigger for soccer, and I just fell out of love with the sport. It just wasn't as fun anymore. It kind of slowed down on me. So middle school, I played baseball and basketball all 3 years. Loved them both. Obviously, I'm still here playing baseball, but basketball was a close second. My family loved to come watch me play basketball. It's a fast-paced game.
Yeah.
It's a good sport to spectate, so they love to be in at all the games. I played up until my sophomore year of high school, and unfortunately, injuries ended my career basketball-wise. I was committed to Old Dominion to play baseball at the time. It was an unfortunate injury that happened to me, and I was lucky enough to get healthy and go perform in college and play baseball.
Yeah, and that's still a big part.
Absolutely. So, yeah, my last year of playing basketball, I tore my ACL and my meniscus. I had just committed to college. It was kind of my last hurrah playing basketball, and I was just having fun with it. And in a practice, I guess I just stopped weird or something, and I tore ACL and meniscus. Such a terrifying phone call to have to call the pitching coach at ODU and let him know, like, hey, I'm having knee surgery, not sure what you think about this. And I was very lucky that they were willing to take a chance on me and let me get healthy. Unfortunately, 9 months later, I retore my meniscus on the same knee, had another surgery. It was only like a 6-week recovery for that, which was nice. So I was back on the field pretty quick. Was able to play baseball my senior year, kind of get my feet wet again. And yeah, I wasn't great my senior year. I wasn't the same guy I was when I was throwing beforehand, but just adding strength and taking it day by day. It's definitely not an easy road to take. It was super tough, but yeah, I mean, I got through it, and then I had it again in college on my other knee, and I kind of knew what I was going into already, so that helped me out like tremendously. I'd had it same process on the other knee. So I knew what I was walking into. I knew what it was going to take to come back and be healthy, and yeah, I really went hard at the rehab, and unfortunately had another surgery 7 months later on the left knee. Was able to come back, pitch my junior year, was a little bit average my junior year, just didn't feel like myself out there, still having some knee pain. And then senior year, I just kind of let everything go, and I wasn't really playing for an opportunity to play professional baseball. I was just playing to have fun. I didn't know if that was going to be my last year playing baseball or not. Obviously, when you become a senior in college, your chances decrease a lot. So, yeah, that was very different for me. I didn't really know what was going to happen going into that year. But, yeah, I just had fun with it and found success in that and surrounded myself with good teammates.
Yeah, and it makes it what you've been able to achieve this year even more amazing, just coming back from all of that. And has that changed your perspective at all when you're out in the field every day, kind of maybe just from an appreciation standpoint, to be healthy, get to play every single day?
Absolutely, yeah. When you're in college, even in high school, you're going out to practice every day. You don't realize how lucky you are to be out there every day playing. And like for the guys who aren't healthy, they realize how lucky you are to be out there. And like seeing a guy like Mejias a couple weeks ago injure himself again after being out for like 2 years, it really makes you appreciate, every opportunity that you get and just being able to be healthy, whether it's a good day or a bad day.
So you mentioned in your senior year that you weren't quite sure if you were going to play pro ball. You didn't know if that was your last time pitching at all. When did you start to realize that the draft was a possibility? When did the Rays reach out and so forth?
So I wouldn't say that there was like a certain point that I realized. I knew I was having like a pretty solid year and, making a case for myself somewhere around the conference tournament. So it was super exciting going into that. I ended up having like the worst outing ever in the conference tournament, and I was like overthinking everything, like anyone would, because now it's like that could have been my last game ever, so I don't really know what's happening. The Rays were not necessarily a team that I thought was going to be interested in me. I talked to a few other organizations throughout the year, like early in the season before the year had started. And, yeah, throughout the season, all the area scouts, they kind of leave you alone and they just let you do your thing. So I didn't really know anything. And then the draft comes around, and I talked to a few teams on day one looking for, like, just a cheap option because I was a senior, obviously. I wasn't looking to get a ton of money. I was just looking for an opportunity. So I had a couple calls from other teams, and, yeah, then I was getting, like, UDFA opportunities, like calls like that. And my pitching coach at Old Dominion, Mike Marin, was working as my agent at the time. And I'm so grateful for him. He did everything in his power to let me hear my name get called, which was awesome. And then he just called me and told me to turn on the TV and just listen, and all of a sudden I was drafted by the Rays. So it's really cool.
That's amazing. I mean, what's going through your head in that moment? I'm sure you know he's calling you to tell you to turn on the TV. You're getting drafted.
Right.
Walk me through that moment. Like, who are you? Are you going to your parents saying, like, guys, let's turn on the TV? Like, what was that moment like?
So yeah, it was just a whole nother wave when like you get to hear your actual name called on TV. I had my girlfriend there, I had my parents there, my closest friends from home. So it was really good, super exciting. I know my pitching coach was excited for me to hear it, so it was really good stuff.
Is he the coach you saw when we were in Virginia?
I did not, no. So that was our voluntary photographer who I was
Gotcha.
saying.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
so he does some podcasts on his own and stuff, and he was great as well. So.
Nice. No, that's awesome that you're able to reunite, especially
Yeah,
being
exactly.
so far from home. Now, you did grow up in New Jersey. You went to college in Virginia, so that's a little bit far away. Did that prepare you at all for minor league lifestyle or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. I would say my junior year of high school, I mean, who would have thought I could go live on my own? I mean, my mom was doing my laundry for me, making me dinner. Like,
Same here.
I did absolutely nothing on my own. So yeah, that was 4 years of college. Certainly prepared me for, being here and being able to take care of myself. And now I feel like I can really do anything. So it's good.
Yeah. Let's talk about the changeup. It's one of the nastiest changeups I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
When did that pitch become what it is right now? Was there a moment? Was there an adjustment you made?
So I worked with a pitching coach when I was younger. My first ever pitching coach was when I was maybe 15 years old. His name was Keith Garagozzo. He was the left-handed pitcher himself, and we had been working with some little stuff here and there, and I always had like a pretty good changeup, but I would slow down my arm a lot, so I was kind of giving it away. But like the way that it was moving was good, so I just needed to figure out how to throw that with full intensity and still make it work. So we tweaked around with some grips and stuff, and then I started working with. I actually left it alone all throughout my college career. It was great for me, so I left it alone. I got here with the Rays and started working with Alberto Bastardo, who was here a couple weeks ago in place of Higgins because he was taking vacation. So I worked with him during spring training, and he like showed me a grip, and I kind of tweaked it around just a little bit to make it more comfortable for myself, and it's been great. So I'm just throwing it with confidence and throwing it in the zone and hoping that it keeps working.
Absolutely. I mean, are you calling pitches out there on the mound, or the catcher's calling it? Is it a pitch where like you're comfortable, like I can throw this in any count whenever I want to?
Yeah, 100%. I think when I fall behind in counts, it's almost an advantage for me because I can throw that 2-0 changeup, that 3-1 changeup, as long as I land it somewhere near the zone. It looks like fastball for so long, so I'll get a lot of swing and miss there. The catcher calls the pitches for the most part, but I usually have in my mind what I want to throw beforehand, and so I'll just shake until I get that and throw whatever I'm convicted in, because I'd rather get beat on something that I'm convicted in throwing than throw something that I didn't really want to throw and then get beat and then be frustrated about it. So
yeah, I loved our angle for our broadcast booth when we were in Lynchburg because it was low and closer to the plate versus here we're behind the plate, but it's a little far back. Could really see how the slider and changeup tunnel off of each other as well. When did you start to kind of like think about that and those two pitches playing off of each other? Yeah,
so the slider's pretty new. In college, I threw a bit of a smaller slider. It wasn't as good. Trying to think of who taught me this. So honestly, every single pitching coach with the Rays was kind of working with me with the slider. I had a hard time making it make a right turn. It would kind of just spin and stay in the same spot, and then me and Higgy were working on some cues, and I figured some things out. I'd love to throw it a little bit harder, but the way that it's been has been good. So as long as I'm able to command it, it's been great. So
what goes into developing a new pitch, right? I mean, it's got to be a lot more than let's just change my grip here, right?
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
Body movement, arm slot, and everything.
Absolutely, yeah. So with like something like a slider or any kind of breaking ball, a lot of it is like where your wrist is at and how firm you're holding your wrist, and like it's more for me. I like a visual cue, so it's like something that I can think about in my head to like make the ball do what I want it to do. So like for me, I almost have to think curveball when I throw slider because I have a really tough time getting it to go that way. So I just think like really just tuck this in and like almost rip over the top of it.
Yeah.
And it feels like that's how I'm throwing it, but we have like the Edgertronic thing that you can see how it comes out of your hand, and it's like not even close to what I think it is.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, it's very interesting.
I mean, that's got to be the most rewarding feeling ever when like you're working on that pitch and then you finally see it get that break and everything.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Was there a moment this year when that happened or anything like that?
Yeah, in the FCL, I finally like had an outing where I threw it consistently. We get like a report and how all of our stuff was moving and stuff like that, and just to see all the shapes be like consistent on the slider was very new for me. So there's like a middle line, and I'm trying to get across that middle line. So seeing all of them on the right side of the line was like huge for me, and then now I'm just been building off of it, so it's been good.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit with the basketball in the past. You're a great athlete on the mound. I feel like we're in an era where some youth sports can be very individualized. Like if you want to play baseball in college, only play baseball and spend every day on that. You did the other way where you're playing soccer, basketball, baseball.
Correct.
How did you benefit you? And if like you were talking to someone who's younger, like how would you express to them the importance of playing different sports?
Yeah, looking back, I think like it could have been like partial reason for like some knee injuries that I went through. I mean, I was playing a lot of sports, being super active as a kid, but like I would do it all over again if I could. I'd do it the same exact way too. I mean, you're only a kid once, you only get to try these sports once, so it's like you need to find something that you're going to fall in love with, whether it's sports or not sports. So I figure like you might as well try the things you like and see where you can find success.
Absolutely. I mean, like a little board there on that double play right there, trying to knock it down and everything like that. Is that more fun, or tying someone up at the change of more fun?
I think watching a guy swing and miss will always be my favorite thing. So
yeah, I think it was
to
the first punch out against Columbia the other day where you pulled out the sword on that guy with the left on left change up, and it's nasty. Well, once again, Blake Morgan. Blake, thank you so much for joining us, man, and keep pitching well. It's fun to watch.
Thank you, Max. Thank you. I appreciate it.